one thing I've learned for those of us who deal with this issue is to breathe. It sounds simple, but at the same time, it's doable. And one of the things we don't do is take the time to look at the situation and exactly see what is real versus what we perceive. And I know with my perception, when I perceive that something is not going to go well or it's going to be difficult or I don't have an answer, that's when I get very, very nervous. That's when I stay in my OCD zone, is what I call it. So, therefore, the rest of the day, nothing gets done. But what I've done now is I take a deep breath, I write things down. And this is a tool that works for me. It's kind of like anything. We can have a conversation with family, friends, whoever. But if we send them a text, if we send a letter, I know some people think letters don't exist anymore, or if we send them an email, it's right in front of us. It becomes more real. In the work that I do in the addiction field, we always have people keep journals. A lot of people, and myself included, are very good at talking, but when we write it down, then it's real. It becomes a fact rather than fictional because a lot of us are great at talking, creating fictional stories, creating personas about ourselves. But what I do is I write down, okay, here's what you're doing today, 1 through 10. Do you start at one or do you start at 10? I start at whichever one to me is the best one for me to start. I used to have these craziness in my head where I'd write a lot of things. I had to go from 1 to 10. It never worked that way. Sometimes you go from 1 to 6 to 3 to 5, whatever. As you can tell, I'm a little jittery because the OCD has been very difficult for me today. But I've been very good at not missing any of the things that I needed to get done for myself and for other people. But the anxiety and fear brought me back to what my past was, how I didn't get things done. So in my mind, I started reliving I'm worthless. I can't do it. I can't tell anybody because people aren't going to help me. What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen 6 weeks from now? I finally realized when I breathe, I take a look at what's going today and I'm able to do something. I get very obsessed about certain things. In my refrigerator, everything lines up to where the labels are found. In my cabinet, everything. If they don't, then I think to myself, oh, it's going to be a bad day. Now, there's nothing realistic, but in my mind, if I tell myself I will have a bad day rather than slowing down, making sure it is that way, I've tried to get better with that, and it's not easy. The other day, I had to go to a meeting. I left my place. I'm driving, and I'm thinking, something's not right. Something's not right. 30 minutes later, I turned around, went back home. I thought that I left the air conditioner on. Where I live, it's hot as hell, but I didn't. I had to go back to make sure. And then my day felt much better. If I hadn't gone back, the worry and the fear, I would think, oh my God, the house is going to catch on fire. Oh my God, the air conditioner is going to explode. I would always think something more negative rather than positive.